And now, meteorologist Marty with Southern Colorado's most accurate forecast.
Just about 12:44, we've had low clouds around this morning. We're tracking some thunderstorms, the first of which have formed west of Denver, and the Storm Prediction Center just recently has issued a tornado watch for the counties that you see shaded in red, just to our north, kind of like yesterday's severe thunderstorm watch was. None of these storms are severe yet, but we do think conditions may be favorable for those storms to strengthen with time here through the afternoon. Of course, if any of the watches come down into our area, or if any of the storms threaten our area, we'll be letting you know. Skyscan, by the way, shows that through the morning hours, the clouds have been breaking up pretty nicely. If you've looked outside recently, you've noticed we have some sunshine. Here comes the upper wave. You see a few radar returns out here near the Colorado-New Mexico state line, so that's going to support some of the thunderstorms developing over the next couple of hours. And we do have some pretty good levels of moisture in the atmosphere with dew point temperatures in the 40s and 50s, and that's sufficient to support some strong storms. The question is, though, how deep is this water that we have in the atmosphere down here? And the guess is not very. So we do think with time that these dew point temperatures are going to drop off from south to north, and so it's kind of a race against time to see if the storms are going to develop while the better moisture is still in place. If so, we do have that window of time here through the middle of the afternoon where a couple of the cells that you see over the southern areas could briefly become severe before they head off into northeastern Colorado. The main threats here in the southern part of the state probably coming from some hail, maybe an inch in diameter, to some strong wind gusts around 60 miles an hour. The stronger storms should stay up here to our north, the strongest of them, by the way. Overnight tonight, we'll go with partly cloudy conditions. We may have another round of some low clouds after midnight tonight, and Skycast does suggest that through tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow we'll likely keep some of the low-level moisture around, and more on that in just a moment. 40s and 50s for lows tonight, so the numbers don't look much different than last night. High country should drop back into the 30s. Tomorrow, if we start out with a gray sky like today, we expect at least for a short time we'll clear it up a little bit. And then the storms will begin to develop. But where today you saw Skycast taking storms out into northeastern Colorado, tomorrow you see a lot of them are right here along the Front Range. These storms, by the way, look to be much slower moving than anything that will develop today. And if that's the case, and we can get some stronger cells here along the Front Range, then we'll have some concerns with regard to flash flooding potential on the burn scars. Highs tomorrow in the 70s and 80s, so it should be up a few degrees over today's values. And we'll keep a chance for some scattered storms capable of producing some heavy rain around on Friday at about a 30% coverage. Afterwards, we should slowly decrease the number of storms that we would expect over the next few days, and that includes obviously the holiday weekend. But we're still going to go ahead with at least some spotty activity right on through Memorial Day. Then by Tuesday and Wednesday, just in time to go back to work, we'll turn off the spigots, we'll end up hot, highs will be in the mid-80s. Pueblo, after lower 80s tomorrow, I think you'll drop back into the 70s for a few days, overnight lows in the 40s. Again, the thunderstorm chances will gradually decrease as we move through the weekend. And by Sunday, we'll be down to about a 10% chance. And actually, I think Memorial Day might be dry for you in Pueblo. Look for highs to jump up into the 90s Tuesday and Wednesday. Canyon City, your highs will be in the 70s for the better part of the next 5 or 6 days. Overnight lows in the 40s. And storms tomorrow into Friday certainly could produce some pretty decent rainfall. And then afterwards, we're going to get dry and hot with 90s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Teller County, we're looking for temperatures to fall into the 50s to around 60 through the holiday weekend. And any storms around will tend to cool it further. Look for lows at night, maybe even dipping into the 30s. And again, there is going to be some chance for heavy rain. I'm not so worried about it today. We're more focused on the severe weather threat today over the plains. But tomorrow into Friday, storms will be more numerous over the mountains, and again, slow movers, and those always concern us because of the burn scars. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't really be too worried about them. But any heavy rain on the burn scars is a little bit of a reason to get upset.
Yes, could be very concerning, but otherwise the holiday weekend probably dodging a few of those hydrometeors here.
Hydrometeors?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm always impressed with this guy.
Seriously?
He's got the thesaurus. It's underneath here. You can say it all the time while I'm up there doing my thing.
All right, thanks, Marty.